Percent increase and decrease. The formula for percent increase or decrease is the amount of the increase or decrease divided by the original amount. So the amount of increase or decrease means how much an amount either went up or went down, and then the original would be the amount before the increase or the decrease happened. So for the first example, we have in 2010, Thanksgiving airfare from Boston to Los Angeles was $795. In 2011, it was $880. Find the percent increase, round to the nearest tenth. So to set this up, first we have to find the amount of increase. We know it went from $795 to $880. So we just subtract $880 minus $795, and that's $85. So the cost went up $85. That's our amount of increase. So that goes on top in the formula, 85 over, and then the original. What was the cost before the increase? It was $795. Now remember, with a fraction, the bar means to divide. So in your calculator, divide the top by the bottom. And when you do that, you get 0.10691, and it keeps going. So we want to first of all change our our decimal to a percent. And to do that, you're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 1, 2, now my decimal is going to be right here. And I also want to round to the nearest tenth. That's just 1 place after the decimal. So I look to the right. Is it 5 or bigger? Yes, it's 9. So my 6 is going to bump up to a 7. So my final answer will be 10.7%. Remember to write your percent symbol because it is a percent of increase or decrease. So the cost of airfare went up 10.7% during that year. Americans spent $6.9 billion on Halloween this year and $5.8 billion last year. Find the percent increase, round to tenths. So we know it went up from 5.8 to 6.9. How much it went up we'll find by subtracting. 6.9 minus 5.8 is $1.1 billion. So that is the amount increase. Now for the formula, the amount increase goes on top, 1.1, divided by the original amount. How much was it? How much was spent before the increase happened? That was 5.8. And in the calculator, we divide top divided by bottom. And in the calculator, we get 0.18965, and it goes on. I need to change my decimal to a percent. So move the decimal 2 places to the right. So now it goes between the 8 and the 9. And I need to round to tenths. So here's the 9. That's what I'm looking at. Look to the right. Is it 5 or bigger? Yes, it is. So the 9 is going to have to bump up, which is also going to bump up the 8. So I like to think of it as a kind of a unit together, that it's an 89 and it's going to bump up to 90. So we'll have 19.0%. This year there were 692,944 missing persons cases in the U.S. 10 years ago, the number was 876,213. So it's gone down. And they're asking us to find the percent decrease, round to the nearest tenth. So we know it's gone down. How much did it go down? We find that by subtracting 876,213 minus 692,944. gives us 183,269. That's the amount decrease. So the formula puts that number on top. Then on the bottom goes the original. How many people were missing persons cases before the decrease? So before the decrease happened, it was 876,213. Now in your calculator, top divided by bottom, 0.20916, and it goes on. So I want to change percent to I keep saying that backwards. I want to change decimal to a percent. So I move the decimal 2 places to the right. It's going to go right there. And round to tenths. So I look to the right of that 9. It's not 5 or greater, so it's going to stay a 9. 20.9%.